Hello there, welcome to my channel Unknown Unsolved Unworldly. First of all, thank you so much for your support on my first video. I'm really grateful and appreciate all your support. So keep supporting guys for more interesting stories. In my last video, I explained the hauntings of Bhangar Fort in India. Is it really haunted or just a made up story? And if you didn't watch that video yet, I will provide the link in the description, so please do watch that video. And today we're going to talk about another one of the most haunted places in the world, and this one is from South Korea, the land of morning calm. So without any further delay, let's roll the intro. Well, as you know, we cannot talk about the hauntings without mentioning the beauty of South Korea. I know some of you might be wondering why South Korea is called the land of morning calm. Well, because of its spellbinding natural beauty of picturesque high mountains, clear waters, and its splendid tranquility, particularly in the morning. This title has been given to South Korea by none other than the famous poet of pre-independent era of India, Rabindranath Tagore. Now, let me take you to a trip to Gwangju, a city in Gyeonggi Province 269 kilometers from Seoul. There's the infamous Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital, located on a hill in Gwangju. And here we are, our destination for this video. A little bit history about the Gonjiam Hospital. The Gonjiam Hospital has been established from the 1950s and is in full operation till 1955. It is said that according to the story of the owner of this mental hospital, Gonjiam had a long history of mental illness. Back in the days of the Gonjiam Hospital, it had a fairly good reputation because the hospital not only filled with mentally disturbed patients but also depressed soldiers. It has been called one of the most haunted places in South Korea, and cable news network also known as CNN has claimed it was one of the freakiest places in the world. After the 1950, for the next 10 years, the history of the asylum would be riddled with sudden mysterious disappearances of its patients and staffs without any solid evidence of where they had vanished. Reports of the doctors conducting unethical tests and experiments, along with sightings of a ghost hunting and cursing the patients, would give enough proof to all the rumors surrounding the hospital. The building acquired a bad reputation of vengeful ghosts who had been tortured in the hands of the head doctor. The hospital was officially abandoned and left with its supernatural residents ever since. This place was already infamous for its local legend, but after a documentary film was filmed on March 28, 2018, the film directed by Byam Sik-jong entitled Gonjiam Haunted Asylum was released about what could happen inside this abandoned hospital. The fans of ghost stories and paranormal stuffs started to visit this place, including the media, and the numbers keep increasing. Neighbors closest to the hospital state that the building seems to have been abandoned for more than 100 years. However, the most reliable version is that it was empty in the late 1990s. Anyone who steps on those grounds agrees that the environment that can be perceived there is heavy and full of mystery vibes. It's filled with rusty bars, moldy, and walls covered with wild plants, broken windows, and spooky, creepy appearance that have made it one of the scariest tourist destinations in South Korea. But is it really haunted? Well, according to local, dozens of patients suffering from psychiatric illnesses treated in Gonjiam, and many of them had to be detained. Some scary legends and stories began to be heard about what happened there. All the stories about the hospital agree that in 1996, Gonjiam's patients died one after the other with no apparent cause. The abandoned hospital used to surrounded by barbed wires and no trespassing signs. The appearance of the building is enough to give you all the spooky, creepy vibes. The halls of the buildings with its eerie dead inhabitation leading to the dimly lit rooms of the patients reveal their blankets, mattresses, and clothes. It almost looks as if the people in the hospital were forced out or had been killed, leaving all of their stuff behind to rot in the building for many years to come. The previous remains of the hospital's past life had not been untouched, checking it's a backstory of a psychiatric hospital with crazy people and mad doctors. The next question is why the Gonjiam is closed though? It used to have a fairly good reputation when it started, so what led to Gonjiam's closure? Well, the simple answer is the investigations at that time. The Gonjiam Hospital Board found itself in need of closure due to economic recessions since they could not stock up on food and medicine. The doctors worked in unsanitary conditions and problems with the wastewater disposal system. This led to the hospital owner escaping to the United States so as not to face the serious situation, leaving it abandoned and finally demolished in 2008. So, that brings us to the end of this video. You might be wondering what are my final thoughts on this. Do I think it's haunted as well? Well, to be honest, no, I don't think it's haunted at all. It's just some made up story by the local media to cover up the real truth of Gonjiam's closure due to unsanitary conditions and problems with the wastewater disposal system, leading it to getting the unwanted attentions by those so-called Ghostbusters for all the wrong reasons. And after the Gonjiam Haunted Asylum, a phenomenal horror footage film was released, all those paranormal loving people just made up their own versions trying to prove the existence of ghosts here. As I already told you in my previous video, it doesn't matter if it's a normal house or a hospital. If you leave it abandoned for years without a proper maintenance, it will definitely give you those creepy vibes. And that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. A like and subscribe would be appreciated. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.